Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teachers Do. Today with me, Pika Shades.
Hey.
And today we're doing a bit of a spin-off of our Death and Return of Superman by going over Steel's ongoing series. Now we're just going to go over the first chunk, but funny enough, I'm eventually going to be getting over with Jared, and we're going to be going over the Electric Blue. So in a way, we're kind of starting two ongoings but the problem is, and this will apply to both eras, it's coming up with what point to cut off. Like right now, for the first couple of issues, there's a good cutoff point that'll be at issue 0, which happened around 0 hour. But at the same time, there's so many constant ongoing narratives. It's not like Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, where you had arcs, like specific part 1, part 2 cutoff points. Most of these times, there are constant ongoings. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? Because back in the day, that's how they wrote stories back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so John Henry Irons, Steel. Talk about definitely by far the biggest breakout character. Let's be honest.
Yeah, especially when they more of the Superman media still more or less ignores Hank Henshaw as the real evil Superman, who is supposed to be the
Eradicator got the worst of it.
Superman. Yeah, Eradicator is pretty much just got some publicity boost with the first season of Superman and Lois, and
Superboy.
Well, Superboy has young
Justice. He's second to this because Superboy still recognized it's the clone version, everything, but that version is more the Jeff Johns' version of Superboy we be getting.
Yeah,
but Steel, I think it's because the big thing is Steel. Louise Simonson and John Bogdanoff, when they were working on the book, they went all in and making his own separate character. He would keep telling people, I never said I was Superman. He stood on his own from everyone else.
Yeah, that's something you can respect for Steel, because he wanted to create himself as his own person and not latch on to.
Yeah, he did it for respect. He did it to honor, kind of like what Bibbo did. He was more like Bibbo. Bibbo wore the shirt and everything to honor the man, but he wasn't trying to replace him. It's just that Steel ended up showing up with the other three, so everyone lumped him in there when he didn't even want it. Now, which was funny because out of the 4 of them, he was the most closest to being like Superman.
Yeah, had the right value, had the right drive, values, and
determination.
And determination. Yeah, let's go with that. That works better.
Yeah,
because Eradicator was taking it too far. The cyborg Superman was
evil.
Yeah, evil,
and Superboy was still figuring things out.
Yeah.
But at least Superboy was on the right track, because when both Guardian and Steel called him out, both times he started to question himself. So it tells you he wasn't a complete, ignorant, spoiled brat kid. He was one who just, he was a clone, brought up into his teenage adolescence, so he has hormones he doesn't even know how to adjust to.
Yeah, and basically you could see it as a prototype version who that needs more patches.
Exactly. But yeah, but with Steel though, again, completely good right out of the box. And now we're about to get his ongoing as he goes to Washington, D.C., which it turns out that's where he's from. But yeah, we get this whole big detail about Washington we don't need to go over as he shows up. Even after all the years away, it still smells like home. His name is John Henry Irons, a mortal man who has proven himself capable of filling a Superman's shoes. The man called Steel. Rot was hired. Now, I should point out, Louise and John are both writing this, but Chris Batista is drawing it. And you can really tell, great artwork right off the bat. And this issue also introduces someone else we'll be seeing for years to come, Natasha. What do you got in these double bands? Home? A Jeep? Just a change of clothes. Some stuff I don't wear anymore. Yo, Uncle Hunk! Natasha, surprise! Welcome home, Uncle Hunk! Be cool, girl. I'm supposed to be dead, remember? Try to be a little inconspicuous, will you? Uncle Hunk, you couldn't be inconspicuous to save your life. She's right! I mean, can you look at this man and think he's inconspicuous?
Yeah, the Well, it's a.
I'm
It's
saying,
basically like he's basically the a walking stupid sexy Flanders.
exactly. Looking fly yourself, Nat. Now, when are you going to learn to say Uncle Hank? Didn't you turn 8 about 5 months ago? 5 years ago, you mean? So she's 13 at this point.
Ooh.
Not bad looking for a 13-year-old.
Well,
but
that's some people develop that.
no. Boom! It's okay, Rugrat. I gotcha. That's to show you East Street. And as long as this bus station is on Central's turf, yo mama don't ride in the front or the back. My God, Toastmasters. They're using Toastmasters. And we get a bit of a summary about it, but look at it. We saw teases of this in Metropolis of a gang war with the Toastmasters, but here we're getting it more fully realized.
Yeah, so what we saw in Rain was a preview and this
of that. Yeah. Well, this one, it's been going on for a while. I tried to come out of Metropolis when I was filling in for Superman as the Man of Steel. I knew I had to track the guns back to its source, knew I had to come back here where it all started. I mean, look at this moment here. Just look at that.
Ooh.
Why did this go way deeper than I thought it did with the White Rabbit? Because now the weapons I helped create are killing kids in my hometown. Well, I'm going to stop it. And those boys have a lot to answer for. First thing is to get the car off the road. I'm not a ballistics expert for nothing. And damn right I have a heavy bag. Look at it, he throws it because we know what's in there. Chink! Look at that. Look what it did. Because we know what's in there. It's his suit. Or what's left
There's
of
it. A lot about how strong he is when he can carry and throw it that easily.
Throw it that hard!
And that.
Now, I will say that damn right I carry a heavy bag. That's a bit of clunky, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because did anyone ask if he is carrying?
No, I think he's meant to say it after it hit.
Ah.
Although look at the artwork makes it look like his boot knocked it. Of course, that's meant for just make it look cool.
Yeah, good framing in that sense.
Damn, what was that? Don't know, but we better cut, dude. And look what they did to my car. Somebody's gonna get effed up for this. And we got the tow. What you guys about 2 seconds to tell me where you're getting these guns? Leave them to us, man. This is our fight. It's us they hit. They think them guns make them supreme. They're transforming into monsters. That gunk they're swallowing. But they're wrong. It's payback time. Damn. So basically, instead of this being Venom, it's called Tar.
Ah.
But it's similar to Venom, but even more amped up. So you have super guns versus super steroids. Damn, it's Tar. They got Tar. Ain't no Tar freak's going to stand up to the toes. Now notice, they actually take the hit. That's how buffed up they are. Now, I think this guy is supposed to be this guy. See what I mean?
Yeah, if you go with the sunglasses hair and the...
Yeah. But yeah, shoot me again, man. I'm laughing. I'm splitting my sides. Or yours. God, Jesus!
Jumaliste.
No! You've got to stop this. Jamal? Oh, it couldn't be Jamal. And to be Jamal's not. Bam! He's coming out of it. Easy, Uncle Hunk. You're seriously concussed. Your niece has been a real help, pal. She could have a future as an EMT. But what about her brother? Yeah, that's his nephew, her brother. Like I say, but she's supposed to be 13. Her helping out with this does not sound like somebody a 13-year-old. Again, I gotta say a 15 maybe. 13, no.
It's
Would you agree? 15 is more reasonable than 13.
Yeah, would be more reasonable in that sense.
Yep. The paramedics thought you were pretty cool, Nat. Said you saved some lives. Weren't afraid of the blood. Yeah, said you were, or the blood. That are videos. You thinking of going into medicine? I could be a choreographer. Maybe I'll do both. If anyone can, you can. I know that. What about your brother Jamal? What's he been up to? Brace yourself, Uncle Hunk. We're home, and here comes Mom's on the charge. Grandma Beth. Now that's his great grandma. Yo! Praise the Lord! John Henry is back where he belongs. Step aside, children. I'm coming through. Calm down there, woman. You'll flatten the boy. Like I said, these are his great grandparents.
Hmm.
I
don't want to comment about stereotypes.
Yeah, but there are black women like this, so.
Yeah, there are. Some people probably won't question it. I can acknowledge that they are, and that's
And again,
about
she's a lovable woman you learn to love. So it's a case where even if she is a stereotype, it's one of the good stereotypes that you'll like.
Yeah, you need to put that asterisk there.
Yep. Butter, not our John and John Henry, not this, ma'am and man. Moms, I've missed you, moms. I missed you too, sugar. You've been gone too long. She means she missed those hugs. Not many arms can reach all the way around my best in this world. It's good to see you, boy. How you been, Pops? I may be ready, but I'm still natty. Ready is right, but you're looking mighty good for a dead guy, John. How come you back so fine and healthy? If I decide to quit running and hiding like some no-account crook, I couldn't stay away, Blondell. My family's just my weakness, I guess. Besides, it's been 5 years. He's got to be off now. Across the street, you once said if a man ever looked and showed up, like that dead boy John Henry, I should call you at this number. You said you'd make it worth my while. Ah, jeez. Now, I brought this up before we got started, but this is where the case what I'm talking about. You can kind of tell this is being written by writers who aren't black, but at the same time, there's a respect to it. Like, you can definitely tell, if there's a bit of stereotypes, it's more for characterization than it is because they don't know how to write the characters.
Probably.
I don't want to go any further. I don't want to go any further with it. I'm just simply saying, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
It's a respect thing.
I'm processing it.
Right. Then he just hurled his duffel bag and smashed the car, ran off the road. He was totally awesome. Don't let her fool you, folks. It's Nat who is awesome. The paramedic said, "Ahem, can I finish a sentence around here?" He was totally awesome until one of those hulky guys clocked him out cold. Bet you wish you were wearing that old Superman armor, hey boy? What? How did you? You can hide from the world behind your steel mask, Mr. Secret Identity. But where are your family? We always knew you were the Black Superman. Don't look so goofy, boy. We're proud of you. Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. They don't let you check encyclopedias out of the library. Jamal, get your bony butt upstairs and wash your hands. You knew we were having a welcome home party tonight. Jamal's been trouble lately, mums. Yeah, we know the boy hangs with his friends sometimes when he says he's studying. He's a good student. He doesn't need to lie to us. Hey, what's going on outside? Those lights. Freeze! Everyone keep your hands on the table! You men got no right to be here. Now get out of my house! Ah! Save the kids, baby! Butter! Everybody run and run, everybody! I'll cover you with the table! Dr. Henry and Dr. Irons, you're under arrest. Come quietly and you'll create no further danger to your family. You're not police. You're from Armatech. On this old oak table and we'll work as a shield only a couple seconds more. But there's a battering ram. Leave me alone, baby. Go protect the kids. I could take care of myself. Hush, Butter. This family takes care of its own. What are you doing here, boy? Get downstairs with your sister. Forget it, Mom. I'm here to help. You had your chance, Iron. Armtech, my former employer. I designed most of the gear they're using. We were advised that you might resist, in which case we have orders to. Nobody's going to fry nothing without a good pan. Here, child, cook them with this. So got perfect pitch, Moms. Thanks. Moms, are we going to die? No, child. Darlene, you and your brother Paco are too little to remember our John Henry, but those bad men upstairs are learning what a man with a hammer can do. Look at that! Now that's clearly a cast iron pan, hence why it's doing so much damage.
Oh, yes.
You know how heavy and hard cast iron is, right?
Oh,
because I've used those. Those things are not something you want to get whacked with.
Yeah, Waffle Irons.
They attacked my family with weapons of my design. This is my fault. Your grandfather's going to be okay, honey. He wasn't seriously hurt, and whatever they shot him with, well, it cauterized the wound on the way. It's my fault he's hurt. Now hush. These are Amertech goons using versions of my hardware. I should have known this would happen. By coming home, I've doomed you all. We've lived in danger before. No! Grandma Bess, no! I made this mess. I'll clean it up. I can use this material and improve it. I've refined the process since I developed this version. Those men will wake up on the beltway in their drawers. I don't think we can count on the cops with this. If they ask, just tell them these strange armored guys hit us and took off. I'm sorry, you guys. You won't have to live in this basement. Not if I can use it as a workshop. I guess it's time I unpacked my bags.
And there's the steel suit.
Yep. Days later, the ruddery glow of dawn is echoed in the hot blast of a furnace and the color of a man's thoughts. I promised Superman to make my life count for something. My inventions continue to make it count for death and suffering. Now my terrible legacy is leveled at my family. How much will it take to balance the scales? In the shadows of Olympus, a modern Hephaestus works at his forge, pounding new steel out of old. Until, where's the S-shield? I can't wear it, Moms. I don't deserve to. I'll fight for truth and justice, but my fight may have to be outside the law. Well, you are going to wear this. You are the Black Superman as far as I or anybody else here is concerned. Don't you ever forget that, John Henry Irons, even if the rest of the world comes to know you as the man called Steel. So how's that for a start? It sets the stakes, it sets everything up, and sets the supporting cast like a good first issue.
Yeah, or TV pilot.
Yeah. And you could already start to see some of the elements that was used in the Steel movie.
Yeah.
In fact, why don't you use some of this episode if you ever want to do a compare contrast? Granted, you never watched Steel, but
yeah, it's been. I don't even remember if I have actually watched it or if I have watched reviews that have reviewed it. It's either or at this point.
You know the saddest part about that Steel movie is it was written and directed by the guy who did the Incredible Hulk show.
That explains the TV kind of.
Oh yeah. But yeah. So for the first issue, like I said, for example, what do you think about Grandma Bess? Again, bit of a stereotype, but you can see big heart.
Yeah.
If you want to say anything else, go ahead and say it, dude.
Don't know what to go. It's pretty good in the guy came back. Return to home. Countdown. The opening action sequence. That was a real eye opener. In if the opening was kind of slow, that action sequence that really woke you up to what was going.
And Amertech. I mean, you've already heard of Amertech, like in Suicide Squad, Killed the Justice League, among other things. But yeah, that's always been tied to Steel. Always has.
Yeah, and I guess that game's developers never think about bringing Steel in Superman's place.
Nah, but to be fair though, he doesn't work for Amertech anymore. For good reason.
Yeah, for good reason. I agree. But with the Justice League dead in that game.
Well, yeah, but who knows? But yeah, so that's just the first issue. We're going to go through a good couple of other issues. Again, this first one, now there's going to be a few issues we're going to have to skip because it ties right into Worlds Collide, the crossover with Milestone. Okay, but yeah, look at that armor, and look at that armor. Isn't that a good design?
Yeah, and unintentionally, if this comic had been localized in Finland, it would have made sense because with the letter T here, because steel is teräs.
Yep. It was here. It was me thereafter. The colonel knew I came back to Washington to investigate Amertech's weapon operation. These were old people who. Now the colonel. Remember, whenever we would see during the return some of the flashback when they go to Quarak, and he's like, "What were they doing here?" And you see a military man saying, "However they got out, they were well tested." That's the colonel.
Oh.
So again, they're tying back into them.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to focus on it when I eventually get to work on Rain.
Right. Well, again, it's just little things. Like he's just standing right next to him, just patting him on the back.
Yeah.
But it's a case where they took that small character and made a main character out of him. These were all people, innocent children in my grandparents' house. But that didn't stop his goons from attacking me there, trashing their home, hurting my grandpop. If I had any question about Amertek's ethics, that attack answered them. So, Colonel, I guess this is war. I rebuilt my armor, improved it, and one way or another, I'm coming after. What's that? What's the matter? You see if Cream Puff's lost? Must be lost. East Streeters bulked up on tar. So basically, remember, you have the East Streeters and Central are the two warring factions.
Okay.
So yeah, everybody knows Bacon Theater's East Street's turf. Enjoy the movie, wimps? That's just how East Street's gonna demolish you. Looks like we demolish your homie Dip in the bus station. Show them we're packing. Big talk, couple of Toastmaster pistols, and 3 little weenie marks with little weenie guns. He's right, even AKs don't do zip against tar. What's the matter, Jamal? You scared? Get up in this roo-rah, and let's pop some caps. Ha ha ha! You're slaying me, kid.
Oh,
damn. When the deal to buy more Toastmasters go down, I'm getting me a real gun. So we're seeing other stuff like there's different types of Toastmasters, not just the big ones, but you have pistols, AKs. Whoa, turf war. Looks like that Man of Steel dude from Metropolis. Just call me Steel, man. Just Steel, man. Call me Steel. Reinforcements. Yes. Not on your life. My Toastmaster. Boop. Out of the way, Jamal. Wait, Jamal, run. Dig it, Spiral. Dude's tar time's running out. Oh, that's the trouble with tar, man. It just don't last like toast. Waste them. Anyone else? Burn rubber, man. The kids are beginning to revert to normal. The drug's after effects seem to leave them weak. Bail! They won't be troubling anyone else for a while. And I have other fish to fry. That was awesome, man. You took out the dudes on tar. And you're supposed to be in school, Jamal. What are you doing here? I went to the movies. And when you came out, your pals were firing Toastmasters. Where'd they get them? How would I know? I invented those weapons. And if it's the last thing I do, I'll see them off the streets. And look, I had to deal with pressure to join a gang when I was a kid, but damn it, look at me when I'm talking to you. Gangs are different now. Worse. Yeah, right. You're not going to tell Grandma, are you? No, I'm not. You are. You what? This is DC, Grandma. It's no big deal. No big deal. You'll end up in jail or dead. I never raised you to be a fool, boy. That's enough, and Blondell. Jim, what and why? You got a good mind. Why you want to hang around with those punks? Why? Both houses next to us been robbed, but ours hasn't. Natasha's safe walking to school. So are you and Ma, because I'm hanging with the Skulls, and Skulls are family. We'll protect each other, and you're protected too. You got it all wrong, Jim. We're your family. We love you, boy, and we're all the family you'll ever need. Okay. I'm not saying this is like a Saturday morning cartoon take on gangs because, let's be honest, there is some truth to that.
Yeah, there's the kind of protection in that. It's basically a corrupted or some version of a neighborhood watch in that kind of sense that if every house in the neighborhood is a member of one member of the family is a member of the gang and everyone looks after them. There's that kind of logic to it. But
it's where the gang is similar to the mafia in that regard, only not as organized or anything.
Yeah, that works better.
Yep. Why was I yelling at Jem like that when I understand how he feels? Maybe it's because I do understand. Joining a gang's a way to acquire power, a way to belong. Problem is, you start letting other people think for you. Surrender your conscience into their keeping, and pretty soon you've lost your souls. Very true. That's exactly the problem. You start to rely on them too much.
Yes, it's the...
Like I lost mine for a while here at Amertek, creating the weapons that were... So he's comparing the idea of working for a corporation with being in a gang. The same thing can happen. Better book. Last thing I need to do is tip my hand. And there's no reason not to take out the gun deal first. The small potatoes as far as Amertek is concerned, but there's also almost certainly a connection. I do like that, how he's about to do it, but he keeps on backpedaling like, nope, not yet, not yet. He knows, but he can't assume. So he then goes to that one kid from there, Spiral, of which, the guy he put a homing device on him during the scuffle when he shoved him. Smart. Good. So yeah.
Now this is something of a kind of Batman method operating version of Superman.
But basically, he then grabs Spiral and basically wants to know when the deal's going down. And you nab Gem, he rat. No, that's why I'm talking to you. Now, where's the Toastmaster deal going down? Get real. You know what they do to a snitch? You can talk, Buster, or you could be a grease spot on the pavement. You have 2 seconds or... No! The Griffin Park! 11 tonight! Maybe we ought to change the time, cowboy. Go early. Why you want to do that, Spiral? Hey, you don't look so good. See, you've been on the news before. Metropolis, not here. What's he doing in D.C.? So basically, Spiral already knows. He ratted, so he's trying to do everything to cover his ass. Too scared to lie about the plan. Maybe I can change him. I think I got a little too high, that's all. Gonna storm out there, cowboy. We hustle things a little, maybe we can keep dry. What's the matter, dude? Scared you're gonna melt? Damn, when Steel's show ain't gonna be the one to take the fall. And then, who is it? It's me, Natasha. Everybody's asleep so we can talk in private. Yeah, I just wanted to know, I think you're full of bull. Our house has been robbed and Natasha's safe on the street. Jamal's making the noble sacrifice of hanging with the skull. Get real, and Gem. The skulls aren't your family. They aren't even your friends. They don't protect anybody. They're killing each other. They'll kill you too if you let them. Look, you're a kid and a girl. Okay, here's the problem here as well. They look like they're the same age.
Yeah, actually, that's.
Okay, she's supposed to be 13 and he's supposed to be, I'm guessing, a few years older.
Yeah.
Sorry. She's just a year young. Okay, never mind. I'm just a year younger. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah. Some people mature faster than others.
And then you are. And I know this. You like swaggering around with your tough friends, but you don't understand, Tash. There's a code. We stick together and open your eyes. Look around. What choice do I have in this stinking hood, in this stinking city, in this stinking world? I can hang tough or it can be nothing. And the thing is, DC was this bad in the 90s. I don't know if it still is, but it definitely was in the 90s. It was pretty much no different than New York.
Yeah, probably. I'll take the word for people like Louis Simonson, because wasn't there some things that they wrote, people wrote what they saw and what they experienced and went and saw something like that.
Not sure. I don't think it was Louise.
Okay, maybe not Louise, but there was some Daredevil video that your boy Zach did. He talked about Louise Simonson doing some Daredevil issue based on something she experienced somewhere.
Maybe that might have been Ann Nocenti you're thinking of.
Okay, I got those two mixed up.
Yeah, there's probably Ann Nocenti.
Yeah, that makes better sense. That makes better sense, yeah.
And Ann Nocenti was notorious. Ann Nocenti was notorious for putting her politics in back in the 90s.
Yeah, okay. Ignore that last bit and let's move on with the...
Yep, but Steel shows up to the gun deal. Now, of course, he thinks Jamal might have listened. No, he's just being guilt-tripped by his sister. Wynn caught the bells. Nailed, and damn, get him. Consider it the skull's contribution to the general welfare, punk. Waste him. And then Spiral, this ain't gonna bounce. Jam! Armor stood up to the Toastmaster. Barely. Can't let him get off another blast. He fired a rip in the mouth of the Toastmaster. Run! One Toastmaster destroyed, 2 more to go. And then they meet up with this other guy with a big, metal arm. There's no question. Steel knew where the meeting was being conducted. Tell the Central Avenue Skulls to find their informant and bring him to me, or I'll cut off their supply. So there's a guy named Amalgam. And Amalgam ain't fool, man. He'll cut us off like we was nothing. But who can it be? Where's Jamal? What's he got to do with it? Think about it, Spike. His uncle breaks up our party a couple of weeks ago, then Steel drags him under the rooftop, and you know what? We're busted. He's got something, cowboy. It was Jim. It had to be. Let's pay a man a little visit. Start walking home. Start walking, Holmes. Doc Bunny wants to have a little talk with you at the clinic. What's this all about, cowboy? And what's all this about, cowboy? What's up? You dropped a dime to steal, Jamal, and 8 hours later he busts up our gig. You tell me what's wrong. We saw you with him, Jamal. Of course, like my uncle has enemies. We were holding down our turf at the station, and he thought we were them. So where were you tonight? Like, oh boy, if you didn't talk, boy, who did? That's when Doc Bundy, aka Amalgam, shows up.
Oh.
Yep. Like, how else would Steele know where to hit us, Jamal? Where's that Toastmaster deal, and where the Toastmaster deal is going down? The shattered barrels, all that's left of the hardware your gang was to purchase. Steele cost me in money and time and weapons. You're a traitor. Your own gang has delivered you to me. I'll say this, for a 90s guy, he's not that 90s compared to others.
Hmm.
Would you agree with that?
That knows where the line is and decided to go stop right before where it comes.
Yeah, like the metal arm is all that, and the band is all. Yeah, didn't have pouches all over him.
Yeah. Then again, those the
boy,
is something got.
Yep. Unless you perhaps you can convince me to show mercy. So start talking, boy. Who's Steele? Where can we find him? How did he force you to betray us? Since Uncle John came back, there's been nothing but trouble. He never cared about me. Why should I care about what happens to him? Start talking, boy. Tell me about Steele. Maybe I'll be interested. Maybe I'll loosen my grip just a little. It's not that I'm scared for him or anything. Maybe he could take a Malcolm out. He's tough, but Malcolm's a cyborg. And telling him Steele's my uncle will really convince him I betrayed him. He'd take it out on Graham and Pops and everyone. Steele's nothing to be Amalgam. Never saw him before. Never told him anything. Liar. Now, see, he could just throw his uncle to the bus, but he also realizes since we're related, he'll really think I'm a traitor.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, he could just throw his uncle to the bus, but because it's his uncle.
Yeah, it's that thing that Ray Stevens' character talked about in Dexter about the consequences, that small victories and long-time consequences.
Yep. And how can you feel? And can you feel it, boy? How the blood flow is blocked from your brain? How your eyes begin to burst? Amalgam! And you must be Steele. Let the boy go. So you're here to protect your informant. A normal aspiration, but doomed to failure. Back off, Central Avenue. Steele's mine. When I've dealt with him, I'll finish his snitch. Jamal didn't rat. I had other. No, don't listen to him. He's tripping, man. I didn't tell him nothing. Idiot.
Just shot himself in the foot.
You're down, Steele, but not so down against Toes. Wrong, loser. Down is right where I want to be. Good try, Steele, but this won't hold me for long. Toon. You know, I'm the only supplier out, and you think I'm the only supplier out there, man? It'll take something mightier than these little swords to bring me or Amertech down, and I still have an equalizer. Hey, Spiral, talk through that! No! Damn, he was just a scared kid. I wouldn't have given him away. Anyone else want a piece of this action? They ran away. When I get you out of there, Jamal, you will too. Thanks for your help on this one, Steele. Bundy's a bad case. Called Doc Bundy on the street because of his educated speech. And the fact that the Army tried to make him a dental assistant before he was tapped for Special Forces. What? Dental assistant before he went to Special Forces?
Yeah, I think it's
I know. I think that's meant for a joke. And explain the dental clinic. Where he got the cyborg is unknown, but he's an OG, an original gangster, locked up too. He's a hustler now, strictly into profit. Recently adopted the name Amalgam and the old dental clinic as his HQ. Probably appealed to his twisted sense of humor. Welcome to Washington, Steele. Don't bring a vigilante to myself. We'll have to keep an eye on you. Just keep one on the criminals as well, officer. Man, he's really something. Nice speech Amalgam made about needing something mightier than the sword. Thanks to him, I know now how to deal with Amertech. Steele, DC's own superhero, captured the gangster Amalgam last night. Irons didn't take the hit. Looks like Amertech will have to bury him. So the whole point of this first arc is to deal with the loose ends. And yet still set up things. Because You can definitely tell that's what this is, right? It's cleaning up the loose ends.
Yeah, the loose ends with the first Toastmasters that we had in Rain, and this
Yep.
was then cleaning that up, and now moving on to the next thing.
Yep. So what do you
Oh.
again? What do you think about this so far? Like, it's good. It makes you want to read more, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a lot in 2 issues, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
That's
If
how
it was
comics used to
converted
be.
into TV show, it would probably be 2 or
Each
3.
issue feels like it could be its own episode.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
so much crammed into it. Now,
Yeah.
basically, then we see Colonel West. Now, Colonel West has been
Depends on
provided.
yeah.
It's been provided. Basically, this whole gang war, the Easters and the Central City, the Central Street, are 2 gangs being manipulated by the same source. Amertech is just giving it to both.
Mm-hmm.
They supply these Toastmasters and the tar.
Just.
So they do it. So in other words, they're just making money off of a gang war. This is very 90s.
Yeah, it truly is.
But yeah, now we introduce something called Super Tar or S-Tar. Way more powerful, but after 3 doses, you're dead. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, just look at it. And again, I would love to have seen Tar versus Venom.
It is a missed opportunity. I agree.
But
with Venom, you can get addicted to it, but you can also get over the addiction.
Well, you can get addicted to Tar as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, but S-Tar being so lethal, and look at that. That's just on one, again, the single dose. That would take Bane at least double the shots to get that big.
Yeah. So is that the 1 dose? Is it 3 doses and then you die?
Yes, 3 doses. Now, you don't need to take 3 at once to get that big. It's 3 separate doses. Like 1 dose makes you that big.
Uh-huh. Then it goes down, then second it goes back again.
And it doesn't matter what the gap of time. The moment you take that 3rd one, because basically it leaves stuff in your body that will eventually lead to hemorrhaging.
Okay.
Or as you know, I take it back. It says it's cumulative effect. So yeah, it is a buildup. But of course, then a gang of Amertech goons he's going back over as he then grabs onto the Colonel Weston. Colonel Weston! Amertech is destroying Washington with guns and drugs. You have 10 seconds to tell me why and how. And I love this. We already see Weston is behind it, but then, so we the readers know, but then we also see him playing dumb.
Huh.
And it's like, and let him go. Drop him now. The bodyguards thought he was out of the picture. It's public knowledge that my armor makes me invulnerable to weapons fire. But then you chose your bodyguards for brawn, not brains, don't you, Colonel? I assume that a man in your position will display greater intelligence and cooperation. Who's playing the Toastmasters on the street? Someone in my corporation may be involved in illegal activities. Steal, isn't it? I'll investigate, of course, but Toastmasters sounds like a kitchen appliance. It's the street name of the BG-80s, Colonel. The guns I designed. What? Steal, you idiot! You designed irons? I thought that voice sounded. Then again, they already know it's him.
Yeah.
They already know it's him.
Yeah.
Basically, they already were gunning for him. So saying he's Steel isn't going to make him any more,
Yeah, like it makes kind of a weird situation when you think about it. That
it makes more sense with this case.
Yeah, but you look at it as how the Colonel knows that he's Steel, but Steel didn't know that the Colonel knows. But now Steel knows that he knows, but he doesn't know that the Colonel knows that he knows, but doesn't know that he knew that he
You're
knew.
going cross-eyed. You're going to go cross-eyed.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay. He didn't know. I don't think he knew he was Steel. They were already gunning for him because he made it the Toastmasters and was against them. I think so. Steel probably feels like they're already gunning for my family as it is. Telling him I Steel is not going to do anything else.
Yeah.
Because really, yes, they could tell. What are you going to do? Yeah, tell the family, but what's the advantage, really? But yeah, you design. Well, not that though, but Steel doesn't know he's the one behind it.
Oh.
That's the idiocy, though. So, like, I knew you were upset when the BG-80s designed for military use fell into terrorist hands, John. But then, when you destroyed your further research, left without a word, we all assumed you were dead. I left because there was no one at Amertech I could trust. I've come back because my inventions is arming the gangs inside the Beltway. I don't want to believe you're responsible, Colonel, but I promise you, whoever's responsible will pay. If I'd been accused and accosted by Irons, no, I'm fine. I play it the way we discussed. He doesn't want to believe I'm a bad guy, and so he's acting stupid. No, he's not a brain surgeon, but then his kind seldom are. Oh!
Okay, now we get to the first part where
he's a racist! Which tells you he was this way even back when John worked for him!
Oh.
And he'll hit Amertech next. Yes, he practically warned me. Spook always was too soft. Wow!
Oh.
Okay, there's being racist and then there's going overboard. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
It's like, how would John not know this guy was that racist if he worked with him? But yeah, basically they're getting ready for Spiral's funeral because he was still a friend to Jamal. Yep. And now and they were friends with his mom. I can't tell you how sorry we are, May. I remember your Spiral when he was just a little sprout, and now they're gonna cut my baby up, Bess. Take out his hard stomach and brains to see why he died. They know why he died. They called it a medical legal autopsy, May. It's the law when somebody's shot like that. And cops told us it's the law. Okay, I never knew that.
Studying the damages.
Yeah. Spiral's parents are devastated. They look like good folks. They know Amalgam killed him. They just don't know it was because he snitched to you. You didn't tell your gang I was Steel. I didn't tell you nothing about them either. I know and what it's like to have divided loyalties. The Colonel was like a second father to me. Ouch!
Okay, nyt menee vähän. Yeah, now that's... This is starting to sound like a
here's what I think. The Colonel was a racist, but he saw the use for Steel, so he used him.
Yeah.
Which that I can believe. There are racists who would do that, who would put on a fake front if they want a use out of a person.
Yo, I agree.
So I think that's what they're going for. I don't think there's a bad way.
But otherwise we going back and forth with those kinds of extremes. It would be probably could have used a few more rewrites on how to build up the characterization between the two.
I still don't want to believe he's supplying the gangs with guns and drugs, and yet, if you hadn't made Spiral snitch to you, he might still be alive. Too bad he didn't have the same compunction about setting you up to die. Good point! Good point! Because Spiral was throwing him under the bus. And yet, what is with Jamal? Can't he see? Spiral, he's all upset about Spiral, but Spiral's going to have him killed!
Could be shock and denial.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's going there. He's putting on a fake attack and everything so that he can sneak in there. So, smart move.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's typing like anniversary, birthday, daughter's birthday, Daddy under the service, Daddy retired. I'm in. Just hope I've given myself enough time to get the job done. I had everything in control, was going places, and my family was protected. Then Uncle John barges back in their life, bringing the big bag superhero Steel to the hood. Because of him, our family was jacked up. So he thinks I was the one, I was the man of the house protecting all, and then Uncle John screwed it up, not realizing, dude, you were already teetering on a disaster.
Oh, it's when you think you are the main character of the story you are in.
Yes.
You don't realize that you are a supporting side character.
Yeah, and everything. He doesn't know what it's like. He doesn't know nothing. And swaggering around in that tin can suit, and large and in charge, putting other guys on the spot. Yo, G, look what we got here. The Synav they called Gem. The Mark who was watching the Slice and Dice flick with his little Synav squad on East Street's turf. Rallo's in neutral territory, Tarman. Let me lay it down for you, Gem. Ain't nothing neutral. From now on, it all belongs to East Street. You're clouded. East Street can't hold down nothing. Tuck little buster, ain't ya? Soon you'll be nothing but a spout of grease on East Street's track. Yeah! Great time to start a firefight. I'm toast. But Jamal, hold on, I'm coming. It's sit-up. They got toasters. Book, please. The train's almost here. Okay, now I do like this. We've been seeing nothing but the bad guys, but now we're then seeing someone who actually is going out of their way to help him.
Yeah, so that they are not one-dimensional gangbangers, but they are still hold on to their own.
And yet he called them out. We didn't think nothing of it till Spiral got us thinking you dropped on. Yeah, he even called them out. You told him I was with Steel. You were. I wasn't the only one who saw him nab you. We didn't think nothing of it till Spiral got us thinking you dropped a dime. Look, Jem, maybe we should have known better, but you listened to that dweeb Spiral instead. Look, we got you in trouble last time. This time we saved you. Maybe we should just call it even. Maybe. I guess it's peer pressure made you do it, please. Like my uncle said, Spiral was just bad company. Okay, so this is both showing they're good, but also showing Jamal in context. Again, I do like this. It's gray. It's very gray.
Yeah.
It's shades of gray here.
Yes, that's better than it's shades instead of being black and white in good guys, bad guys, and so on.
Uh-oh, big action again. He disabled our boosters. No sweat. There's enough of us to take him. Just tell the boss how the mission's progressing. Oh, just look at this. Oh, look, they blast him with Toastmaster so much and he gets white hot.
Ooh. Hope for the insulations in the...
Yep, he even says that. Gotta stop this while I can.
Oh.
But this is done when the curl reveal. Quite a task you set for yourself, boy, and quite a demonstration of your physical prowess. So at least it's all within one issue this is resolved.
Oh.
Even your effort at misdirection was temporarily effective. But even a dreamy idealist like yourself should know that a one man alone can't destroy him. Amertech, bind him. You're a fool, Weston. This isn't where it ends. You're the fool. Good with your hand, but you should leave complex thought to those capable of it. I wonder how much more heat your armor can take before you begin to cook inside. Let's experiment, shall we? Fire! No! What are you doing? Put me down! The fight ruptured fuel line, sir. I smell gas. You heard the colonel. Okay, I like it. A lackey singing for himself and saving the colonel's life. I like that, don't you?
Employee of the month.
Right there. But weapons and fire, we can change. I'm free. I'm boom.
Yeah, of course, the chains would break first.
Yep.
That's actually something. Actually, a weird thing that they think they bind him with chains, and then they decided to use fire to see how much the armor can take.
But the chains would break before his armor would cook him.
No, how did they not realize it?
I think they thought because they were shooting more weapons at him, it would happen quicker. But anyway, planned in enough time to download the file needed. Cut the deflections kind of fine. Expected that damage from a fight with Armortech goons. Would cover up my snooping in their computers. Didn't expect so much bang for my buck. The armor worked. The heat didn't get through the disc. Yeah, he hit the disc in a little, where was it? A little side pouch.
Oh.
Yeah, we barely saw it, but he put it in the side pouch.
Yo.
Just want to point that, it should be enough here to interest investigators in our Amertech's business. If I'm lucky, this information will help bury the colonel, who was good to me once, long time ago. Helped train me, helped me make what I am. But he was one of the bad guys after all. I took him out. I should be happier. I wonder why I don't feel happier. So he trained him and everything. See, that proves what I said.
Yeah.
He saw good there, and
decided to they
use it to own ends. Yeah. Now we have a different artist for this. Despite the best ever DD firefighters destroying the main headquarters of Amertech International. Was it arson, Colonel West? Of course it was arson. That superhero Steel did it. Steel, why do you suspect him? Suspect? I saw him, damn it. There are witnesses. But why? How would I know? Investigation's your department. But I do know that while a few buildings are still standing inside the Beltway, someone should stop that maniac. Oh dear.
Huh.
Yeah, and having the building blow up is not going to help Steel look good.
Where's that player?
Yep, but he did, and once they repaired the house, he actually put a skylight on there so we could sneak in. Got more destruction than I bargained for. Feel like I've been through a meat grinder, but if I got enough data to launch an investigation, it was worth it. No, Paco, a C is for Synapse Sharks. I know C, I learned it on Sesame Street. You make it like this. It's a sign we belong. Oh, boys, one of the other, okay, here's the other thing I should point out. Some of the kids are also being there for these 3 kids are adopted. Or not adopted, what's it called before adoption? Foster care. So they're starting to look up to and really get into what Jamal's doing. Yep, that makes sense. That's what Gem is, right, Tyke? A C for shark. Sort of. Now, come on, make the C and I'll make one back. That means we're brothers. Oh, brother. All over the news. Figures. Come on, answer the phone. Lois Lane here. This is Steel. Sorry to call you at home, Miss Lane, but the plan said you've been fired. Yeah, she got fired for one story, but eventually got back on. This is from after leading up to Fall of Metropolis when Lex, the clone body started to degenerate, and he said, "I'm going to take Metropolis out with me."
Yeah.
I don't have. You need a hacker, a computer specialist. I don't have the expertise, but why don't you contact Shauna Barrel? Shauna Barrel, detective in DC, commercial crimes unit. She was my roommate in college. Drop my name. She's first rate. Then the colonel lets out Amalgam. The colonel's asking for info on John Henry Irons. That kid Jamal's uncle wants to know his whereabouts for the next few days. When is young Spyro's funeral? Tomorrow. You did right wasting a little snitch, Amalgam. Cowboy will see that shark show up as a further lesson on what disloyalty to the gang will mean. Jamal will be there. The uncle will almost certainly attend. Also, take me to the colonel. This is the S-Tar, and this is S-Tar. Give it to one of your tar babies. So Amalgam's also been finding both of them. Basically, because of course the colonel couldn't do himself. So have someone like Amalgam do it.
Yeah, someone else do the dirty work and stay relatively clean.
So they want him to attack the funeral while he's out of the armor.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jamal is showing him, like about doing the tie and everything. You'll have plenty of funerals when you're big. You stay here with Darlin and Grandpa. He's not your grandpa. I know. I just wish he was. I wish you and Jim was my brothers too, instead of me being just a foster kid. So I take the other 2 are still related. Just Tyke is the only one that's foster.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh boy. I feel so sorry for Spyro's parents. They love that boy. What happened to him is a crying shame. Look, Jem, the Synapse Sharks marking their turf. Gang members may look cool, Tyke, but they're bad news. They sell drugs and weapons. They flout the laws, eh? How is what you do so different? I saw what you did on TV. You do anything you want. Flout law, ignore it, twist it, take it in your own hands. If you hadn't stuck your nose in, Spyro would be alive now. Come on, Tyke, let's walk with Grandma. Again, he's just a young boy. So he's 14.
Yeah, and probably the trauma makes it be in denial of Spyro outing himself.
This was a nice neighborhood when your Uncle John first bought us that house, Jem. But it was some of the first real money he earned. He was so proud. The house is still nice. It's the neighborhood's falling apart. It's the gangs and drugs doing it, son. And knowing your uncle, he'd probably try to stop it all single-handedly. Hey, Jem, look, Cowboy's behind us. He's the boss of your gang, right? Shh, a boy taken from us too soon, and who now dwells in the house of the Lord. Amen. Amen. Spyro's parents heartbroken. Have to save Jamal from Spyro's fate. Make him see the gang's ways wrong. That might isn't right. But how do I make him listen when he's seen me take the law into my own hands? Jem, Cowboy's smiling at me. He signaled me back. Turn around, Tyke, and behave. But Tyke sees me in the gang. He wants to be like me. John says the gangs are killing each other. Grandma sends they're wrecking the hood. I thought being a shark would protect my family. It looked like the best way for everybody. Maybe for me, and maybe for me it is. Maybe, but I sure wouldn't want to see little Tyke in with bad people.
Oh,
Funny though, they introduced Tyke a little out of nowhere.
joo.
Like, boom! It's one of them Easties whacked down Tar. Dust him! A Tar freak and Cowboy isn't forces are strapped. Can't have him pop it here, better do something fast. Everybody get down! Tip Pew should bury the gangbangers, at least for a while. Somebody's getting hers! And what you doing busting in a church, trashing a funeral? Corpse was a snitch, deserved to die. Now, Bodie, you gotta die too. Wish I had my armor. Too late to sweat that now. Not much around to use as a weapon. Broke the pew when I turned it over. Pew back will have to do. That's it. You're cruising, loser. You may be mean and lean, but I'm ruling. And accidentally knocked down the coffin. Everybody out of the church now. Jim, your uncle knocked over Spiral's coffin. He don't sweat it, Tyke. Just do what he says. Come on. Breaking into a church, emptying a funeral, that's bad. Cowboy and Jake came here packing, and that's not right either. Maybe gangs are going to fall. All the gangs. Okay, that I like. Opening his eyes.
Yeah.
Again, he's not stupid.
Yeah, it's good that also that it happened in a slow burn kind of way that you can see happening instead of happening in a one issue that too fast.
You have Tyke looking up to him, and he's a young kid. He doesn't want that. You see both the attack and the guns at a funeral. And at least he's not being that whole like, well, they had to in case this happened. No. But yeah, he's fighting the guy, and then thankfully he timed it out so that he reverted back to normal. Completely lucky.
Yeah.
Because yeah, he would have died. What do you mean Irons won? There were witnesses, Carl, they said. Never mind what they said. Get me amalgam. Since the direct approach failed, we'll try a little indirection. The Tar freak. So now they're deciding, let's go on the offensive. But everybody recognized the Tar freak, and the Tar left him catatonic. I can't believe I'm saying this. I sound like John. How do we know it was one of the Eastleys? You're ill, man. Who else could it be? Who else got a vendetta against us? Your uncle was a big hero. Took me and Jake out of the action real smooth. He didn't show no respect. Ain't righteous. That Eastley disrupting Spiral's funeral, that ain't righteous either. Yeah! And it's led to a gang war. Look, Eastleys are in there. Batch of them. Saw them go in. Good. What's that? A bomb! Drop them! Oh, jeez. Oh. Now it's become a full-on gang war, which would happen if you attack a funeral.
Yeah, those are sacred.
Yep, and now there's Shayla, as with Lieutenant Barrels were introduced to her. Oh. Is it a setup? Up in the sky. It's Steel. Fuck! Lieutenant Barrel, I presume. Just your luck to be the punctual type. And he pins them. Rivets. He pinned us here with friggin' rivets. Wouldn't want you wandering out before the cops arrive to take you into custody. Oh boy, now he's gonna be like, I'll be like him. And then, oh boy, we see someone.
Drive by.
And Tyke got shot in the spine.
Oh.
And Tyke! Oh God, Tyke! So yeah, he meets up with her, mentioned about Lois, gives her the disc, and basically says like, not everything, but there's enough to guarantee your interest. Lois said you were good enough to ferret out the rest by yourself. I am, but until I'm able to verify this, you're still officially an outlaw. I know. Doesn't matter. Taking down Amertech is the only thing that matters. Neighbors told me what happened. What happened? How's Tyke? He's in the operating room. Yeah, when they find out, yeah, he's not gonna be able to walk again. Damn, Eastleys, they gunned. Now he's starting to lean back into hating the Eastleys. Again, so much in one issue. And look what he does. He firebombs them.
Phew.
Now again, I don't blame him.
Yeah, this is an emotional reaction.
And now notice, it's the same person that did the drive-by. He just hit Natasha. They're going after the family.
Yeah, this is not a gang issue anymore. A gang conflict with gangs anymore. It's just
It's
people
hiding
connected
under.
to the gangs.
It's hiding under through the gang war to do it. Oh dear. But yeah, again, these are cram-packed issues, aren't they? And again,
is that Jamal now in it?
Yep, unfortunately. Natasha, what happened? Hit and run. I saw it. Explains it all. I'll get her to the hospital faster. Nat, it's okay. Just a broken leg. I think that car, Uncle Hunk, I think it hit me on purpose. Oh boy, just imagine that. First Tyke, and now Natasha.
Yes.
Natasha, oh dear Lord, what's happened to her? Coming through. It's her leg. She sinks. Maybe her ankle. Lots of gunshot wounds in the last week or so, ripping apart the neighborhood. Kind of refreshing to see an ordinary broken leg.
That actually is looking at from the villains, the bad guys' point of view, is using different method that very much makes a random occurrence that can't be connected to them.
But we saw who was driving matches it.
We saw, but in that, but they don't, and knowing that they use a different method makes the villains look smarter.
Exactly. And of course, they're praising. Now, again, I can see why this puts them all back into no longer down. Because, again, what happened to Tyke? Yeah. I'd be pissed, and that would make you double down, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, you was brought to the crossroads of thinking this more about the situation and going off and or on, and it was going
on. By the way, blue 89 BMW, maybe customized, and then they're all talking like fly Beamer, customized, right? Yeah, former to let it get bleed up. Never liked blue paint on a car. Ripley's definitely an improvement. Oh!
This looks like that. It's like
BMW, nicknamed Beamer. Beamer customized. It's what hit Natasha.
Oh.
And that's Cowboy's car.
Sheesh.
So what were you saying?
GTA go GTA about that because repainting the cars to avoid detection or cops in the gameplay section. Not to mention they're very green. That now it's bringing it to Grove Street.
Yeah, I gotta say, I like the coloring, how they make sure there's different ranges of their skin color.
Yeah.
I like that, don't you? Yeah.
Helps differentiate them more. And also the different palettes. And if you're an artist who when it comes to color, when I used to draw most of the time, the part with the pencil, that's the fun part when you do it. But then when it comes to inking and coloring, that's the challenging part. So seeing it done, in that kind of sense, that's
Oh, I love this bit. This girl says she wants Wonder Woman. It would match Wonder Woman, and you're gonna make me a cake with Wonder Woman, right, Mom? You sure you don't want Steel? Nah, he's a boy, and maybe he's a bad guy. I want a girl. Wonder Woman's my fave. Steel! Oh boy. But then, Blondell's getting attacked by someone out on tar. Help! Get away from me! Help! Shut up! You saved our lives. Those men back there, they're dead. We could have been killed. In real life, you're cooler than Superman. You're a good guy, right? Mommy, maybe I do want Steel on my cake. Listen, someone's screaming. Wait for the police. Tell them what happened when they arrive. Sounds like Blondell, Steel! A tar and freak. Ribbit bounced off his back. Ah! No! One ripped a gash in his arm. Drug must be wearing off. He's reverting to normal. John, Blondell, you all right? Damn, I feel like such a waste. Out there saving strangers while my own family's being mugged by one of the Eastleys 2 blocks away. It's okay, John. I'm fine. This gang violence, it's got to stop. They got 3 of us now. Probably tried to hit Jem and missed. Got poor little Tyke instead. But why us? Why are they doing this to us? Blondell, what do you mean? Who are they? And then this is where she described about the car. He realizes, wait, Cowboy's car fits, but Cowboy's Synapse boss. He's got no reason to hit Nat. And the mask! He's realizing it. Cowboy was gunning after him.
And now that actually I brought up GT, Grand Theft San Andreas, Cowboy kind of now with the sunglasses kind of now starting to remind me of Ryder.
Anyway, he looks a little bit like a
or a mix of Big Smoke and Ryder.
Right, but I would say he also looks like a bit like a Black Randy Savage a little, doesn't he?
Yeah, probably, but
Big yeah,
Smoke and Ryder were the traders on Grove Street.
But yeah, so we find out he's been hitting. Now, yes, what's the deal going after them? Colonel has a vendetta against Iron from way back. Iron used to work for Amertech, you know, and Steel. So that's like, you're saying that Iron is Steel? Uh-oh.
Oh.
And as he overhears it, he realizes he's got to take it into his own account now. He feels like, like he feels like John did this, and I'm going to fix his mess. So he takes the TARs, including the S-TAR.
Just. Without even real, we know about the side effects, but he doesn't know. And so far, he just knows about what he has seen.
And what he just overheard. He overheard that S-TAR is stronger. He overheard that. It even says he wants to use the S-TAR, Cowboy to take the S-TAR to take on Best. Grandma Best. Oh, now this is a connection for Worlds Collide. This guy here would be important. Because basically he's been jumping between both worlds. Yeah, not a good Superman artwork.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna. It doesn't look.
Batista's good on the others, just not this Superman. Bad angle.
Yeah, bad. Yeah, the angle is bad, and the coloring is kind of. But
look.
And here the long hair doesn't do any. It's not complemented well.
But look, see, he goes to roids out, kicks it in. You jacked up my family, Cowboy. You blew away a little kid. Jamal, have a hit of an equalizer, Slim. Let's see how you do banging heads of somebody your own size. Can't let him snitch on me if I want to keep on ruling. Got to turn this thing around. You're going down. Ain't nothing about us equal. I'm going to take it apart. Where'd you get the tar, Jim boy? You go over to the Eastleys? You're the one who made the deal with Amalgam. He knows. He must have been listening. Got to drop him now. That ain't tar you're on, is it, lowlife? Plain tar makes you big and crazy. S-tar makes you bigger and even crazier. And S-tar is really addictive, boy. Once you take it, you just can't stop. Don't kid yourself, man. I don't want to stop. Makes you real strong, right up to the time it kills you. Nobody survived more than 3 hits. 2 more and you're hers. Don't sweat it, loser. You won't be around long enough to watch me die. Jim, no. You're on tar. What have you done? Are you crazy? Why are you always sticking your nose where it's none of your business? You're my nephew. That makes it my business. Bull! Same time Pop died, you dropped out of our lives. No sweat. We made new lives for ourselves. Got new heroes. And when trouble came, I made moves to protect the family. Protect? Yeah, I droned Synap and the family got protected. I had it under control. Oh, man, then you showed up and ruined everything. My ties with Synap, the trust of my squad, the safety of my family. Yeah, you're a real hero. That's why you're chugging tar and gunning for Cowboy. Don't you get it? Cowboy's Amalgam's enforcer. Cowboy's the dude who hit Tyke and Mom and Nat. What? Amalgam was working for Amertech, the company you blew up. Your mom said those were more than random acts of gang violence. I wondered if she was getting paranoid. Not paranoid. Now if they're out to get you, Amertech paid Cowboy to destroy our family and to get at you. Everything that's happened was your fault, and now I'm going to make you pay. There's a time limit on tar's effectiveness. If I want to stay alive long enough for the drug to wear off, I've got to do something fast. Since I don't want a chance pounding Gem into the ground when he could come off the tar any second, best bet is to bind him while he comes down off the drug captive audience. Maybe the only chance I'll get him, make him listen. I know you were angry at me, Gem. I didn't know why, and maybe I didn't want to know. Yeah, I came back home and the family got caught up in my fight, but weapons I invented were being used to arm DC's gangs. Innocent people were dying, Gem, and you're telling me I should have sat back and done nothing? I'm telling you, what you did was drag us into your war. That may be true of the others, Gem, but you were already in the war. You were hanging with a gang that was using those guns. You were the one I wanted to save most. Me? You're my nephew, Gem. I love you, boy. I didn't want anything bad to happen to you. The colonel ordered my family hit. Try to destroy them just to get back at me. I've had enough, Colonel. This time it's personal. This time you're going to be the one to die. Now, this one we're only going to go through a first couple pages.
This is written surprisingly emotionally.
But yeah, he drops off Jamal and even says like they got on the bad side of a drug lord. He's in the early stage of withdrawal. You know what he took? Tar. That's a bad one. Jim, get him on an ECG. We'll have to put him on anti-arrhythmic drugs and see that somebody calls the kid's family pronto. So he goes there and attacks Amertech. Just flies through and everything and then grabs him. Here I am. Irons, you're waxed. Tell your goose to back off. Yeah, Colonel's not a major bad guy. He's a wannabe. Like having all the goons
to shove and they're put into. It's the whole thing they said. Who they really are when they are in a situation where they're in over their heads.
But anyway, Steele, don't. I have a warrant for Colonel Weston's arrest. He's been pouring drugs and guns into DC's hoods. He ordered hits on innocent women and kids. He deserves to die. That's for the law to decide. Bring him down, Steele. If you're one of the good guys, then bring him down. Now, Steele, that makes a good point. $1 billion corporation like Amertech doesn't need to sell arms and drugs to ghetto kids. What's really going on? I don't know what you're talking about. You want him down there, Lieutenant? You got him. Talk or die. Black Ops, Metropolis, help! Useful as that information is going to be, Colonel, I almost wish you kept it to yourself. So Lane was right. You are one of the good guys. It was touch and go there for a while. What do you know about an organization called Black Ops? And that's what leads into this, which ties into, now these guys, Black Ops and Hazard, would be people we'll be following for Steel for a little bit then.
Okay.
Basically, a high-tech organization.
Oh.
But this is then where it ties into Worlds Collide.
Okay.
Which happened at the same time as Fall of Metropolis.
So many things happening at the same time. Like, imagine Fall.
Okay, this is better. Same artist. This is better Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it was. But yeah, see, this goes back and forth between Superman titles and Milestone titles.
Oh,
we get Steel with Icon.
Yeah.
And Hardware.
Oh.
That's perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
But we don't need to follow this because this wasn't in any of the trade, and this ties into Worlds Collide, which we could do at a separate point. But having Steel involved while dealing with Milestone, of course you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it sometime.
Basically, that blonde guy, he became this character. Turns out he is a powerful being that connects with both worlds.
Yeah.
But again, we don't need to worry on that one. This is where things then pick up again. Well, first we deal with a little bit of him, saying farewell to Superman, and then he heads back. And Tyke's heading home. Look, Shauna, it's Steel. He's back. He's as big and strong as he looks.
I just realized he has not been using the hammer much.
No, he used it in the other stuff. We just didn't see it. But yeah. But probably because the hammer would kill people.
Oh, okay.
Well, would? Well,
yeah, okay.
Using it to smash the guns or hit someone who's doped out on tar? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I never envied your job before. I'm the cautious type, and being a cop is just too dangerous. But just this once, I wouldn't mind playing with fire myself and volunteer to be the lucky woman who finds out who's beneath the mask. Our attempts to set up Black Ops' main American headquarters in Metropolis seemed like our best option at the time, but yes, the rumor that Luthor was failing implied that there soon would be a vacuum Black Ops could fill. But Metropolis is destroyed now, and not worth the effort. It's only thanks to transit that we got out of it alive. At least our Washington headquarters almost finished, since it was always our fallback position in case of trouble, and it has its advantages. See what I mean? What I told you before off screen, how things just flow.
Yo.
Like the stuff with Imertech leads right into this.
Yeah. From Toastmasters to Armitech and Armitech to this.
To Black Ops. And Black Ops was the one behind all of this.
Yeah. So, yeah, where we go from here then? This is done.
But again, we have a few more issues we're going to be covering. Just a few more.
Okay.
Sorry, Grandma. I got home as soon as I could. Because I'm getting up to as far as this got. Which is up to issue 0, which is coming up, which is the next issue, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the very next issue. But yeah, of course, poor Tyke. Poor Tyke stuck in a wheelchair now.
Oh.
Nobody makes pancakes like Grandma Bess, do they, Tyke? They're great. Using that wheelchair pretty well, I guess. I can go to physical therapy and occupational therapy too. The therapist taught me. Someday maybe they'll try to teach me to walk again. See, Grandma Beth had workmen make the downstairs bathroom door wider so my wheelchair could fit through. Here's my new room. I used to share a room upstairs with Paco, but I can't go upstairs now unless somebody carries me. Jim helps me go up sometimes, though. Since I'm a foster kid, I guess I'm lucky you all still want me. Of course we want you. When I was in the hospital, I kept telling myself, once I get home, everything would be the same as it was before those guys shot me. But it isn't, is it? And it ain't never going to be that way again. Tar's still here, where I hid it. Yeah, I hid the extra vials! From Malcolm, 3 of them. Chugging the stuff down would be dangerous. A rush of power, then I'd be dead. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Maybe I should do it. The bullet that hit Tyke was meant for me anyway. I should be the one in that wheelchair, or dead. Not an innocent little kid who's grateful he's got a place to stay, and who thanks me when I carry him upstairs. Except that's not what Nat would say, or Uncle John, or Grandma. They say, don't do it. They'd say, and they'd be sad, but they'd get over it, I think. I just want to keep the Tar with me. God, until maybe, and God, till maybe you give me a sign one way or another and tell me what I should do. So again, he's not definite. He just wants something to tell him.
Oh.
Thanks for seeing me on a done day, Dr. Quick. No problem. I had to be here to check on some patients anyway. I was out of town when Tyke came home from the hospital. Hadn't realized he'd be so depressed. That's pretty normal in the circumstances. So yeah, basically she describes about everything going on, just dropping a little bit of stuff for information for people reading so they know what to do in similar situations.
Oh.
Yep. But yeah, now they're visiting the Washington Monument. And we see this familiar looking guy. Excuse me. Have you seen a bunch of kids up ahead? We were on a senior trip and somehow we got separated. Okay, here's what I gotta ask. Remember in 0 Hour when Steel got hit by a temporal thing and disappeared? That's what happened.
Uh-huh.
Remember that when he got disappeared in during 0 Hour? When we went over it, it was
we went over it. Yeah, I'm trying to recall where the moment where it happened.
It was just some rant by him and Guy Gardner and Batgirl was there, and then all of a sudden a portal opened and Steel seemed to die.
Okay, it was one of those moments.
That ties into this.
All right.
But yeah, we were on a senior trip and someone got separated. No, you look just like my grandson when he was a boy. And that's funny. You look like my grandma too, only her hair is black. Anyway, thank you, ma'am. My class is probably up ahead somewhere. So Steel family's here. And if reports continue to be accurate, Steel will arrive here soon. And we'll be ready for him. Will he not, Shell Game? Sure, Manuel, no problem. So flying around, whoa, what's that? Some kind of government experiment? Experiment? Where are you from that you never heard of? The man called, how to give on to my emphasis? The man called Steel.
Huh?
There he is. Didn't expect him to arrive in the armor, though I was prepared for this possibility. Shell Game, dismantle it. My pleasure. Uh-oh, falls down. Far out. That guy's real cool. Is he? He is, isn't he? Thank heaven that boy's all right. I'm sorry, boss, it didn't work. I did it right. I swear I did, but his armor's still in one piece. Never mind, Shell Game. So they send some more of their hazards first wave, which leads to a bit of a fight and attack and everything. Get Grandma in the trench beside the Vietnam Memorial. I'll take care of Tyke. Oh boy, Jim! So he thinks he has tar in his pocket to be used to protect him. But then look at this. 3 against 1. That ain't fair. Steel and break free and stop her if Flatline was out of the mix. He overheard the name. But my arm holds out. I might be able to. Right on schedule. Because he remembers throwing it.
Huh.
He remembers throwing it back then. So he's saying right on schedule.
Huh.
So yeah, man, I can't believe that pitch. Me neither. It's a long shot. I'm just glad it worked. What's your name? Jamal Irons? Irons, but that's my name too. So yeah, he dumps her into the fire so she has a physical body climbing out. Again, good fight and everything. Here's about the Vietnam Memorial. Jim's uncle's name on it. He died in 1973, but the memorial wasn't dedicated until 1982, right, Jim? 73, 82. Somehow, for some reason, it must have slipped in the time. So he thinks from it's his son, but he finds out it's his uncle. Awesome, that's my uncle's name. Funny, he's the only guy I ever saw who could throw like that, except for you, his uncle. He's my nephew. Somehow I think I may have saved him for the future. And maybe I even saved myself. Thanks, John. John? So yeah, the guy teleports in there, teleports out of there. Because he said, you again? And your name's Twerp? The name's Split, Tin Can. Catch ya on the flip-flop. So yeah, this is where he decides to get rid of the tar. That was his sign. He didn't need it.
Oh.
Yep. Now, of course, he says, I think it's time to take that armor back, which leads into the Zero issue.
Uh-huh.
As we get a nice summary, we see him with his grandpa, or great-grandpa. Again, they keep saying grandma, grandpa. It's then later said it's great-grandma and grandpa.
Oh.
But yeah, we get a summary about John Henry Irons. We hear when he first heard the story. We see someone's about ready to attacking them. Unfortunately, shoots a senator.
Oh.
Now the skirt, shielding her, takes them down, teleports them. I don't know. Stan and I were co-sponsoring a bill. There were oppositions, but I don't know why, but I'm sure I know who. Steele's ability could be such profitable ability. So why is he so determined to use them for the public good? It is odd, Shellshock, considering his origins. So this is where we get a summary about his origin. They use it all. Ma, Pa, I pitched a no-hitter, Ma. Stuff's missing, son. Looks like a robbery gone bad. It wasn't a robbery, Sheriff. Somebody killed him because they went to that march. So we get context of why they got gunned.
Uh-huh.
Because they went to the march. The talent you got with baseball. So the fact he had a great throwing arm, which got him into ballistics. Because, throwing the baseball made him think about projectiles, made him think about ballistics, which got him into making weapons.
Okay, that's interesting.
They even say this, like, in black or white, best way any man can keep his family safe is to get so rich and powerful nobody can touch him. That's when he stayed. No, he went to live with his paternal grandparents. So then, years later, he won a baseball scholarship where he learned that his ability with projectiles could be translated to the science called ballistics. See? Uh-huh. He became rich and powerful, and his first priority was always been his family. So yeah, and think I'll get this armor off and check on Tyke's progress. And whoops! We see hard shell, light shell shock, and a few others. Mainline. And steel knocked him and hard shell into my path. At least he's invulnerable. Or not, but a hole in his hide. So again, they're fighting him. Oh, look who's alive again!
Aha!
The White Rabbit. And we find out, turns out she did sell it to Korak. She lied to him. So she faked her death. So she plans on coming back again into business. And there's a serial killer going on who's shredding people. And it's she decides to go get a psychic. We'll get back to that. Steele's fighting around. Jamal helps. I love this. Like, not if I can help it. Get shot, kid. Now it's my turn. Fought Uncle Steele sometime. Hope it makes it count. Like, yo! Yep. Split. Hey, guys, you heard the name. Steele says Split, and that's good enough for me. Where? At my headquarters. Well done, team. You tired him, so he put up no resistance. So, yeah, here's then when we get in. Again, the whole point of Zero Issues is to give people a jumping on point. So, or at least summary of their history, like we're getting here.
Yeah, kind of why Superman do it here, Zero?
I love this. Superman saved him. So what? If everybody Superman saved turned into a superhero, there'd be no crime anywhere. It's lucky for us that isn't usually the way it works out. Ah! I love that. Then why did it work that way for him? Look at the screen. We've only seen parts of it. We see about what's Doomsday. That's it. It's enough. Steel is still protective of his family. But because of his account with Superman, that family now accompanies all of humanity. I like that.
Well, I can see.
I like that. Adam always want to protect family. Superman saving his life. Humanity's his family.
Yeah.
Now this is where we get something on where his armor somehow teleports onto him. It's a long story, and I don't remember exactly why, but there is a reason. He's not a meta. There's something else behind it. I just don't remember what.
Oh,
Yeah, he breaks out and get his he hits mainline. And like, I was traveling at light speed. He can't have seen me, can he? Oh, he accidentally hit shell shock. Oops. Puts up a fight, and he tells him, "Get me out of here, kid, or you die." Sorry, boss, he's got me there. But he openly admits he could have hurt me. And then look, Rosie. Remember her?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just a fortune.
Yep, I see a badge, Lieutenant. A policeman's badge. That's it. Of all the worstest, you're surrounded by cops. Yes, indeed, Detective Carroll. I find that such hostility causes marked interference on the serial played. So yeah, this is where he shows up and feels like now, like the first round ended a tie. The fight's not over yet. Hardshell mentioned Hazard as a private spy satellite. If I can locate it, it may lead me to Hazard's headquarters. I'm alive because my armor inexplicably surrounded me. It's never done that before, but then I never needed it to. How did it happen and why? I guess I'll give me something to think about on my long flight home. And that's where we're going to end. So, How was that?
Pretty good. Although there are some hiccups when it comes to the crossovers in the middle with the whole Worlds Collide and 0 Hour.
Yeah.
But
we're not done with the 0 Hour connection. Yeah. This was actually a lead-in to the 0 Hour connection, a tease about it. We haven't gotten there yet. Eventually we will.
Uh-huh.
But whenever we get back to this. But for start of a run, this was a good batch of issues.
Yeah, this premise worked very well in spinning off from Rain.
But I will say this though, one downside is they dealt with Amertech, which we've been knowing for a while. It's the Toastmaster and everything. Now going forward, they don't have to worry about that. And I gotta say, the lead-in to Black Ops and Hazard, flimsy at best.
Yeah, the Black Ops
felt like a baton handing more than making sense of why the Colonel did it.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, the Toastmasters, that was a good opening part that led well to Amertech. And then we got to Black Ops. That's where it became a little too comic booky.
Yeah, again, it felt like a baton being handed off more than making sense of why the Colonel did this. I mean, the Colonel going down easily makes sense. There was going to win one of two ways. Either he went down easily or he put a battle armor and fought Steel.
Yeah, the good at being knowing when he knew when to fold it and
exactly
reacted pretty much.
But the gang war stuff was great, wasn't it? That was well written.
Yeah,
but again, that's resolved.
Hmm.
That's the one downside with it. They've resolved so much in here. So now, because I'll be honest, I don't know where this goes from here. I'm going to read stuff ahead before we continue on. So I'll only be barely a pro. But still, this stuff here, like I said, like Jamal, I like Jamal. Okay, let's talk about each of the family members. First, actually, let's start with Natasha first. What do you think about the start for Natasha, since we now know where she is currently?
Well, at least it was introduced as a positive-minded character and not as a someone who's a
annoyance or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought good start. I'm just surprised she continued on, but she's nothing like the Natasha we'll be seeing later. Like she's smart, above average, but she's not the genius we'll later see her to be.
Oh, yeah. And I suppose she's also jaded somewhat also from where.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, there's nothing in here that can contradict that either.
Yeah, people start out one way and then end up on another as they go through life.
Yeah, exactly. But Jamal, I like Jamal. Complicated kid.
Yeah, Jamal was someone that you could. That's not something that you
related.
that's something that you can actually. That's the side character syndrome. Something like that you get small doses of those characters as the story goes on, and you follow them while you're focusing on someone else, and that just enough makes the character be interesting to follow and see where he goes,
exactly,
without being the main focus.
Exactly, and I gotta say, now there were some moments where his reactions kind of swerve, like they do a little bit of a tight. Like I wouldn't say it was bad, but if you're going by a driving analogy, they turned a little too tightly when how suddenly he would then jump around and change his, and lash out and all that. Some of his lash outs came a little out of nowhere.
Yeah, I would imagine it was some kind of a trauma-based denial that caused him to ignore how Spiral basically outed himself, and that would make him not like Johnny going forward.
Yeah, but some of the other ones, like, and again, bringing Tyke did come a little out of nowhere. I mean, he was there, but we only got interest in him when it was important for Jamal.
Yeah. Maybe he was there in some of a background, but the focus was put into him suddenly. Just that that character was also there.
Yeah, just to make Jamal feel bad that he doesn't want Tyke to get involved and to have Tyke get shot.
Yeah.
I also noticed. Did you notice after issue 4, each episode kind of the plot became a bit looser?
Yes, it's kind of like
the
drive you have when you start something.
Yeah.
And then the drive eventually starts to loosen up and slow down as you go forward with it.
Now that's also the point when John Bogdanov stopped co-writing, so maybe that could have been why.
Yeah,
it's just Louise writing it, but who knows? But yeah, I mean, again, strong start, but kind of fizzles a little towards the end. A little. It's still good. But if you notice, I didn't even bother going over much about Hazard because really, it's not as good as the Gang War stuff.
Yeah, the gang war was probably the proper highlight of it because that's something of a grounded and realistic turn. And Black Ops, like I said, that was the more comic booky.
Exactly. Yeah, but again, and also it's like the supporting cast. Oh, Grandma Bess. What did you think about Grandma Bess by the end? I mean, we don't get much of her as the book goes on, but you still feel her presence. Like she's like a good matriarch of the family.
Yeah, good matriarch of the family.
Yep. Oh, I just want to point out while Jem said that the family, that his father is dead. He ain't dead. He will come back, and he ain't a good guy.
Of course.
But that's in Christopher Priest's run.
Oh.
So that was Priest tapping by what existed and doing his own stuff with it. But again, John is still a great character. Very endearing character, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is. Has a good coming from a good place even before he had his starting point to be Steel.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All because his parents were gunned down. And that could have made someone worse, but it made him better.
Oh. It could have actually have some difference because he wasn't there to see it. It didn't have the Batman kind of effect on him.
No, but showing up, seeing that nonetheless, it's close. It's like it's like a few steps away from Batman. It's not like a block away from Batman.
Yeah.
Especially when he says he threw a no-hitter. Tonight, he's on the top of the world. He's like, yes, I threw a no-hitter. That's what I'm saying. It's only a few steps away from Batman because that's a high and then being brought down to your lowest. Very few can match up to that.
Yes.
But again, just now also, I do like how the cops, they appreciate him. They approve of him. And like I said, if you notice that even when they do the gang war stuff, It doesn't focus on the race stuff that much.
No.
Granted. And can you notice some of these sharks were white?
Yeah, that's.
Now a large
You actually
majority.
see that there were
Yeah.
Probably the race issue wasn't brought up much because there weren't many white characters to stand out and call it out. But the only thing that we more or less got was the general being
The Colonel,
out
yeah.
there on the phone as a
racist. Which looking at that with the whole arc done, that was just done to make us hate him. It doesn't make much sense. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Yeah, that was one of the flawed showcasings of him.
Yeah, it just felt like they just put that in there just to make sure. Nope, you're not supposed to like him. Don't like him. Hate him. It doesn't clash with what's his history with John. Like we said, yes and no. It clashes because it comes out of nowhere, but it makes sense if someone like a racist like him would want to use someone that's useful. Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes that kind of sense. But he must have been a damn good actor to have left that impression to John.
Well, given that how he interacted with him when Steele confronted him, probably was a decent actor. Yeah. But that was by far the dumbest that John was written. How can he be that dumb? You know what I mean? To think that he revealed that to the Colonel, and especially after the Colonel. Okay, how did John not connect the dots? It just dawned on me now. How did John not connect the dots? That he knows the Colonel knows. He knows the Colonel's behind everything, and yet when his family's getting hit, he's not connecting the dots.
Could be that you're smart. Could be that some aspect that people can be smart about some things, but not about other things. That it could.
Yeah, but even when his sister says they're going for us, as he said, he thought it was paranoia. It took Jamal telling him it wasn't paranoia. They put a hit on our whole family. It's like, what? Like I said, that's the point when the writing, right at the fall of Armatech, is when the writing started to get weak. Because then you would be like, I'm going to kill him. No, don't kill him. Okay. But that was because he had to rush into the crossover. I get that. They had to rush into the crossover. But I did like, though, the bit of him saying, good information. But between me, I wish you kept it to yourself. I like that. Can he basically say, like, I'm glad I saved you, but I wish I didn't have to. That's the big difference between Steel and Superman. If the person is bad enough, if the person has wronged him enough, I mean, he was too close to killing him. And he would have, I don't think he would have had any qualms if the Colonel didn't speak up. I don't think he would have batted an eye. Do you?
Not probably. But there's also the whole thing about, there's the whole system of justice that the heroes are supposed to still support and support.
Yeah. I'm just saying after what the Colonel put him through, after everything he put him through.
Yeah, that's where he was emotionally compromised at that moment.
Yeah. Now I will say this, he probably would regret it later, just not in the immediacy. He would have been like, what have I done?
Yeah, he would have definitely reflected on it afterwards.
But in the immediacy,
once the emotional high of anger, betrayal, and everything else had
like what Jamal did,
had fallen down.
Like what Jamal did, throwing that like he killed people probably. And you know that he probably killed people with that Molotov.
Yeah.
And yet nothing's coming out of it. I think that's one downside with some comic stuff. You have creators do stuff like that. They just move on.
Yeah.
Now, of course,
some writer could actually make it feel like it
bites them in the back later.
Day of Judgment probably didn't catch.
What?
How did Day of Judgment ever catch all the scenes of those characters who did it?
Nope. I don't think so.
Okay, that's a missed opportunity then.
Yeah. But again, there's just some stuff that, now, unfortunately, Jamal has been, again, everyone's focused on Natasha. Jamal has been forgotten, never brought up again, probably doesn't even exist anymore. Unfortunately.
You're going to call with.
Yeah, but I think because Priest is the one who would eventually make Natasha be the genius equal to Steel and become the second Steel.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was because of Priest doing such a good job that unfortunately people forgot about Jamal and the rest of the Irons family. But again, I like his family.
Yeah.
And
That was a good the story and the premise on its own. That could have actually even worked on as a TV show or something like in a way of telling that story. Of course, by today's standards, they probably wouldn't do it, and they would probably have some experts and consultants to do this a different way or some other
again,
way.
no, gangs are also different these days compared to back then. Back then, this is where you would have the more open, oh my God, it's man, and all that stuff. Nowadays, you don't hear about it that much as you used to. Yeah. I mean, it does happen. It does happen, but it's not as frequent in the open, newsworthy.
Yeah, they would need to do the whole like just be set during the era when it was made. Kind of like how I remember, was it where before Zack Snyder did Watchmen? Were there some early versions that they were trying to do in the present day of in the 2000s and tie it to the war on terror instead of the nuclear scares of the 80s?
Something like that. Oh, by the way, Amalgam hasn't been seen since when he gave the tar to Cowboy.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I just looked it up. Amalgam hasn't shown up since, but every time I look up Amalgam, it's Amalgam Comics.
Yeah.
I would say he was a great character, but he was an interesting character.
Yeah, potential character with potential that could have been used more.
Yeah, he was 90s. He was hands down 90s with the metal arm, but not too much. In fact, hold on, I'm looking up right now. I just found it. Yeah, that was his and that was his last appearance was when he gave that to Cowboy. Yeah. He had hoped that Amalgam would kill Irons, but said he was able to beat him and see him arrested. Yeah, it's just, and we never saw what happened to Amalgam after we saw Cowboy's defeat. Again, I do like how they make the status about gangs, how gangs are not good. They can have what you think are benefits.
That works universally on most audiences.
Exactly, and again, it worked in my ways. In many ways, I mean. So yeah, that was Steel, the opening arc. Now, like I said, I think Big and I could eventually come back to this book down the line. I'm going to go over see if it's worth it. If not, going over this first arc is enough.
Yeah.
And it's good enough that if you were to do something on the Steel movie, I think that's all you need.
Yeah. Probably. Seeing how I will eventually get to do the Green Lantern stuff, Secret Origin and the 2011 movie.
Yeah, maybe you could steal after that just for something that's even worse than the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah. On that sense, I should probably get off.
I mean, say what you will about the CGI. It still looks better than the steel armor that was clearly rubber. I say what you will about that. That is worse than bad CGI. If it's supposed to be steel, but it's clearly rubber.
There are cosplayers today who have done a better job.
Wait, I just realized something. You know what else you and I can do at the same time? We could also eventually, when you get closer to doing that, hold on, let me get it. Hold on, let me get it. Just a second. Because it's fitting because it's hold on, where is it? Where is it? Oh, come on. No, that's not it. Hold on. Where is it?
Well, I have started writing this it already somewhat, but I'm still more focused on the. Well, I started writing it while waiting for the Crisis movie to come out, and I'm working on the animated movie writing stuff. And I'm also waiting to Jay Heath to get me his audio thoughts to add it to it because
for which book? For which book?
Crisis Infinite, I'm still working on the audio on the review on that part. And Jay Heath also help me read some of the Anti-Monitor's lines in the story comments.
I thought you had someone else do that line.
Nah, no, Jay Heat did it for me. He's the one on the preview I posted.
Sorry. I thought you said Jared. I thought you were saying
Not Jared. Yeah, Jay Heat did it, and I let him. I said that he can. We can also add his thoughts on the movie there.
Unfortunately, okay. I'll show you what it is because unfortunately there's no scans of it anywhere. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it?
What notification should I get?
Aha!
Oh, we missed that. Oh.
The actual comic adaptation done by Simon M. Bogdanov.
Ooh. Would it have a better, like, was it based on the earlier drafts that would have been tied into the Nicolas Cage? No, it's on the movie.
It's the actual movie. Yep, but let's see how they draw the armor.
Okay.
Oh, yes, they keep the stupid finger touching, friendship sign or whatever.
We are one of the weirdest 90s stuffs. And that's
from
someone who was...
Not even Bogdanov can save it! Not even Steel's creator can save it! Look at that!
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, that is sad, isn't it? It's like not even Steel's creator can salvage it. Wait a minute. This came out and this was 48 pages, and we don't see Steel till literally the halfway mark in this book. Literally, it's 48 pages, page 24. I will say this: the cover is great.
Yeah.
You are aware about how bad how bad the movie is, right?
Yeah, I think.
Look at that.
That looks like a metal toe colored skin suit.
Oh God! It peels off.
And I just called it a skin suit.
Exactly. You just said it like this is supposed to be steel, right? I mean, granted, we've never seen Steel how he takes off the armor. We've never seen it. We just see him put the helmet on or slide on some of the other stuff, but we've never seen him fully put on the armor before. Hold on. Let me also just see the Oh, God almighty. It's worse than I remember. Oh, God almighty. Hold on.
Oh, dear, what?
Yeah, just a moment. Again, remember, this is supposed to be Steel. Remember that. This is supposed to be...
If it's going to be shocking, and my reaction is going to be in Finnish. Voi hyvää päivää.
See what I mean? This is supposed to be Steel, and yet... Does that even remotely look Steel?
No, it doesn't look Steel. And that's probably the whole thing about when you look at the movies that are done today. The actors want to have the face time. That's why they keep getting unmasked here and there whenever the...
Oh, God, just look at that.
Yeah. Like, getting unmasked all the time in a modern movie is like, I suppose Shaq wanted to have his face be at least somewhat shown, and he wasn't about to go where.
Oh, here's a better one. Here's a better one. Here's a better one of the same image. Again, that is so rubber, isn't it?
Yes, it's pretty much the. Just that chainmail could be mistaken for being something of metal alloys or something, but yeah, everything else is.
But it's the mask. It's that little addition there. It's like, was that needed? That's what makes it. Like, you trim that, I could buy it. If you trim this part, like right here and right here, you get rid of those little flaps, then I could say it looks like some steel. The rest of it looks fine.
Yeah, we could just hope that when the final season for Superman and Lois comes out, they actually give it that version of Steel an actual Steel costume and not having him look like Doom guy anymore.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, just like, am I right though? You just trim this off, the rest of the mask. Okay, not in this image. But again, you trim those side chunks. It's much more believable at a distance.
Joo.
Right? And like,
Not to mention the fact that he has his throat exposed. Just a good sharpshooter could just.
Yeah.
And that's an obvious weak point.
Good point. Oh, I see what you meant about John, the armor, and Superman and Lois. Although, to be fair, we've actually seen a version like that before. Hold on. Because there was something that Jared and I went over where we see Superman wearing Steel's armor, and he wears a helmet just like that.
Well, that ties into somewhere there, but
yeah. Hold on. Is it?
Don't know if you Photoshop a cape on it and put the S shield there, you could actually try to tell it that it's it. But the fact that the helmet looks like that, it's still more Doom guy than Steel.
That's true, and I'm not gonna go. I can't find the helmet. I'm not gonna go looking for it. But basically, he wore more. One was like a view screen on the front of it. But like I said, yeah, this movie, you can already tell the comic way superior. Hell.
Oh.
And again, the fact that the creators couldn't salvage it, what does that tell you?
That it was.
I mean, at least they tried, but it's like,
yeah, wasn't that movie supposed to be a spin-off to the Nicolas Cage Death of Superman movie?
When it entered production, yes. By the time it came to its final product, no. Okay, because I like Steel. I still cannot believe that it reached completion. I still cannot believe it. How did it reach completion?
Yeah, these days, it would have ended up the way of Batgirl and Coyote vs. Acme. Exactly.
And I mean, I'm looking right here. Yeah. Oh, believe it? The studio considered replacing Shaq with Wesley Snipes, but ultimately backed out because they felt they could easily sell Steel toys and Shaq's likenesses than Snipes. Of course, it's hilarious because it allowed him to do Blade.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Originally, they approached Shaq for a hardware adaptation, but he was already familiar with Steel and thought he fit better with the character's affable friend to all children nature. What?
Well, he is.
Oh, apparently they tried to get a cameo.
More of a stern parent to children, more than a friend to all children.
Also, they tried to get a Christopher Reeves cameo where he would have noticed the S shield tattoo, and but they couldn't get the schedules lined up. Oh, Shaq was forced to do his all stunts as it was impossible for producers to find a double of his height. I guess
if I ever go to rewatch that movie after trying to go do the comic adaptation, it's gonna be up.
Wait a minute. Under TV tropes, audience alienating era? What? Okay, how? They don't even say it there. Someone must have added it out. What the hell? On, let me try. No, they don't even mention John Henry Irons. What the hell? Why is it under here then? Oh, wait. It's under Superman. Oh, Steel. In the series' final issues, they moved to New Jersey. From the moment they arrived, the crap storm. Oh, they're talking about the end of the series. Okay. Okay, it was the end of the series they didn't like. That makes more sense. Okay, that makes way more sense. But, Broken Aesop. The movie has an anti-gun message. Even though Steel uses a weapon that is by definition a gun. I just what? Again, this comic run is still so much good. Again, I can't help but bring it up. The fact that the creators couldn't salvage this.
Yeah, it's gonna be so rough to look at.
I'm gonna have to take, if we're ever gonna cover this, I'm gonna have to take screenshots of this.
Yeah, just you know how when it comes to these books that I own, I just use my phone to picture them. You can tell about the quality of some in some.
Again, I can't believe it. He just peels it off. And the funny thing is, they keep the Toastmaster. That's good. That's a good thing to hinge your story on. The Toastmasters is a good thing to hinge the story on.
Yo.
But again, after especially compared to what we just went over. All right. So let's wrap up. We're going in circles, and this is getting depressing. This is getting depressing now.
It is.
But hey, it'd be worse to come for you to just to have you go over, so you can be like, what did you say in Finnish when you saw the artwork?
Voi hyvää päivää, which is pretty much like saying very nonplussed and a way of saying good day.
Yeah, seriously, you just saying something or just doing a bit of a rant. I could just so imagine after you see the movie, you go on this big rant about like, what did I just watch? And then shred the movie because how it dumps on everything about Steel. Everything.
Most rant I think I last went was with the animated Throne of Atlantis movie, because there I just went. My expectations were not exactly high, but mitä vittua.
I still remember your rant for Red Sun. Good God, that still bothers me how bad that was. Especially, of course, Wonder Woman's a lesbian.
Yo, could have made it so that she like I said there. Could have worked if she becomes a lesbian instead of being one from the get-go.
Yeah,
that would have brought an interesting and more emotional layer to it in showing development and how how Superman's behavior turns because.
But nope, he cared about her. She just told him, "Piss off! I hate all men." And again, the fact is, this wasn't Superman with skewed values. This was like a good communist, bad. There was no shade of gray in that movie at all, was there? None. No. It's like, and damn it,
no. Like I said,
we're going in circles.
Too long.
Let's wrap. Yep. So yeah, thank you very much, Pika. Thank you, everyone else. See you guys on the next one. Take care.
And may your heart be guiding key.